quick look at how to do Sandbox number 2. It is a lot of copy and paste and just sort of following along, but I do want to demo it for you just in case you're feeling some anxiety about it. So you can see here that we've got some basic instructions. I'm going to let you read those because I think you can read just fine. So this has a few steps to follow along, and so we're going to do some basic stuff here. But the first thing I want to do is try out the console. Now, I kind of demonstrate how to use the console here in this video. And since there's already a video about that, I'm not going to walk through this first step, but you can follow along the video and do just fine. Now, the next thing we want to do is play around with our web page to produce what's called an alert. And you've seen an alert probably in a lot of web pages, but essentially an alert is just a window that pops up and says something to you. So if I open up a basic web page, it doesn't really matter what it is. I'm going to use this one, for example, and it doesn't do anything, but I'm just going to use this as my example page so that you can see what an alert is. And I'm just going to type in alert hello there as a string. And all this is going to do is when the page loads, it's going to trigger an alert. And you can see here, as soon as that page loads, there's my alert with this. Now, this part, localhost, and then the number says, is just telling me what website that's coming from. And you can see that that number matches this part of the web address up here, which just means that web page is coming from my own local computer. You don't really need to pay much attention to that. This part here is the part that I can customize. And then I can click OK to dismiss that. The rest of the page continues to load. So that's what an alert is. And it's not very useful to just trigger an alert when the page loads. What we typically want to do is something more along the lines of do something when something is clicked. So I'm going to take this sample code from step 5. And I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go ahead and paste that into a new file. Let's see. I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to use an HTML file, and I'll call that s2.html for Sandbox 2. I'm going to select all and hit paste, and that should give me the page that if I open up in Chrome, looks just like this. Just a button that says click me that doesn't do anything. So that's the first step, or the first part of step 5. And then what I want to do is I'm going to add an event listener, which is something we've talked about in the videos for this section. And I'm going to add an event listener that pops up an alert that says hello world. So I'm going to take this script, and I can just copy and paste it if I don't want to recreate it. But I'm going to paste it at the very bottom of the body tag. So it's inside my body, but at the very bottom of the body. What that means is that this script is going to be loaded as the last part of the document object model, which is nice because the rest of the document is already going to be loaded. It refers to message button. And you can see it's got an on-click function here, or it's waiting for the click, and it's just going to pop up an alert. So let's save that, and we'll go back to my web page, and when I click this, you can see now it pops up the hello world. And this is what you want to get a screenshot of so that you can post it to show that you've completed the assignment. And that is Sandbox 2 in a nutshell.